All right, what's up, guys and gals? Hope you're all awesome. Hopefully this works. We're trying, me and Max. Max supposed to be joining me here in a minute. We are trying this new live streaming collaboration thing on the streaming software. Hopefully it's going to work. I don't know. All right, that's doing something weird. How's everyone's day going? Hope you guys are all amazing. So we're just waiting for Max to show up. Hopefully this thing works. All right, it looks like it's all set up and ready to go. I do believe. All right, so there is a volume level for that. All right, so we are waiting for Max. If he doesn't show up soon, I guess we'll get started without him. He doesn't seem to have read my messages yet, so I don't know what's going on here. Alrighty, so how's everyone's day going? Let me get your guys' comments up on the screen. Pop out chat. There we go. Coconut, what's up, buddy? Jedi, good to see ya. Alright, Max says it won't let me without a webcam. Interesting. Alright, Max, I guess we'll try the old Discord thing and see how that works. I don't know why you... I don't know why it would require a webcam. That's odd. So you don't have like a built-in webcam on your laptop? I mean, we wouldn't have to show it, but... Let me open up Discord. We'll try the Discord thing. I'm really disappointed if that's not working. Hold on a minute, guys and gals. Let's see if we can get this going. I don't know. Streaming software is a pain in the buttocks. Alright, I gotta figure out where is the... Okay. Alright, Max, I'm on my Discord. I think you still have access to that. Pretty sure. Oh, man, you gotta love technology, guys. You gotta love technology. It's a big old pain in the buttocks, that's all I'm gonna say. It's great, but at the same time, there's definitely some issues and weird stuff going on. Alright. Joanne, what's going on, my man? What's up, Simon? You're trying Rico Tier 5 currently. What are you trying to do? I mean, bottom line is, I don't know what you mean by Rico Tier 5. I don't know what Rico Tier 5 means exactly, Simon. If you're talking about Tempest, I mean, all that really matters is having enough parts on the car. Oh, Max is in a different channel. Hold on a second. All right, Max, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Now the question is, can you guys hear Max okay? Let's find out.
Am I on?
You're quite quiet for me.
Turn up the volume.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do that really quick. Alright, go ahead and talk.
Hello, hello. Good Sunday morning, everyone.
Keep talking,
How's
please.
everybody doing? Can you guys hear me okay?
You're very quiet. I got you turned up all the way.
Interesting. I mean, I don't want to start yelling.
One second, hold on. This is going to mess up the game audio and whatnot too, I think. Hold on a second. Let me make some changes. All right, go ahead and say something now.
Hello. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you guys can hear me okay.
All right, perfect. That looks good.
All right, I like it. Looking good is a good thing. Okay.
I just don't know how loud my game volume is going to be now because I had this thing adjusted a certain way, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, it sounds good on YouTube as well, Danny. I'm listening to the actual stream.
All right, I'm going to try to turn you up in my headphones here.
All right.
Where is that stupid thingy? Oh my gosh, computer! Stop it, computer! You're being a pain in my buttocks.
The thingamajigger's not working, eh?
It's working. It's just... All right. I think we got her.
All right. So unfortunately, I guess we're stuck with good old Discord for this one.
Yeah.
It keeps telling me that I needed to activate some permissions on my browser too, so it could be that as well. I need to look into it. But I figure it's not good to try to do that last second. So.
Hey, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the donation. You are awesome.
Accessibility and all that good stuff, but we'll figure it out.
Hey Danny, nice to see you're still going strong on CSR2. I haven't played for a hot minute, but I got all my car builds from you and rocked it on live and in my old crew. Hope you have a good stream, smiley face.
Thanks, my man. I'm glad you're back to play, and that's awesome. Welcome back to the game, and if you're back in your old crew, that is amazing. And thank you so much for the donation. I definitely appreciate that. All right, so let me check the game volume really quick. If it's too loud, I can just go ahead and turn that down. We'll find out. We're going to go into a live racing lobby. We're going to be somewhere around 10.6, guys and gals. We should be in about the 10.6 lobby, so if anybody wants to try and find me.
10.6 it is.
So if the game volume is way too loud, let us know, guys. Let us know if you need me to turn this down. Because I can't hear the actual stream itself today. Where is live racing? There we go. All right. So Max, what's been going on, my man? How you been doing?
I've been good. I'm just I'm actually over here on the Google trying to figure out how to activate those permissions, but I did hear that 10.6 lobby, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get a car in there to find you.
Yeah. So how's the game sound? Is it too loud, or is it just about right, guys and gals? Let me know if I need to turn it down, because if it's drowning out our voices, I can't tell. All right. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but you definitely got to give it your permission to access your microphone and your camera. Even if you don't have a camera, I would imagine you'd probably still give it the permissions. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I figure that's what it is, but you know, I've never actually bothered to set up any permissions in the past, so the
Yeah.
question is, where is it?
It seems like it would just pop up and be like, hey, do you want to give this access? That's what it should do.
Yeah, that's the way it should, but unfortunately it doesn't. Nothing's ever easy, that's for sure. It says some about privacy settings and site settings. The problem is when I go into settings, I don't even see site settings as an option. So
Huh, interesting.
Let's see.
It sounded like it was going to be so easy, but I don't
Here we
really
go.
know how it
I think I
works.
found it finally. Hold on. It says site can ask to use your microphone, so that's already activated. And I can let it use, so it's already given the permissions to do it. So I'm not sure why, but I guess because I don't have a webcam on this desktop, that's probably what it is.
That doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe you need the camera. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's forcing you to have a camera because arguably it's supposed to be a live stream collab, so I guess they expect you to be on camera. I still find it rather annoying that it forces it, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of streamers who aren't on camera. That's a thing.
right. So, you know, let's see.
Oh, William
so,
D. Yeah, please start the wild card, my man. I'm sorry.
so I may have to physically add the site. That could be what it is.
It shouldn't be that complicated, honestly. I mean, it might be, but it shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So,
Yeah, that's true. What's up, Green Viper? How you been doing? Awesome to see ya. Stacks, what's going on, my man? I will pin Stacks' message as far as the lobby. Pin message. There we go.
10.6. Okay, let's see where I'm at. My car might be in 10.8.
I don't know. I like this little Sterling Goodwood is pretty cool. You do gotta pay attention to the launch though, because it gets a little weird. If you don't launch just right, it definitely gets a little weird. Joanne said it's okay. So do you guys hear the game sound? I think William D saying he doesn't hear it.
I think it depends on their volume on their end too. It's hard
Yeah.
to see.
I'm a little louder than Max. I got Max cranked up as loud as possible.
I mean, I could try to put my mic thing a little closer to my mouth, I guess, but I'm not sure if that's not going to cause more problems with sound than it helps.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean,
It is any better. I adjusted a little bit so that the mic is a little bit closer to my mouth. I don't want to start to boom, you know, like that. You get that effect if it's too close.
yeah, you don't want to pop the microphone.
Hey, look, we're online. That's a good thing. So let's get the ball rolling.
I will say, man, I love this little car, but the launch is a pain in my butt.
Are you dynoing 10.6 or are you dynoing 10.4? I mean,
the dyno's on 10.4, but I'm pretty sure this is actually in the 10. No, I'm sorry. The dyno's on 10.6, but I'm pretty sure the car has been pushed to the 10.6 lobby.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll find out soon enough once you jump in lobby. I mean, it's
But
okay.
I got to drive it well.
Better
or I'm
run
gonna
somebody
get
and
stopped.
see. I don't know about running that car as a way to gauge it though. That thing, well, he's a low-ranking player, so we'll see.
I mean, so far I am having to slow down, but not by much. All right, he pretty much ran right about the same time I did. Oh wow, hold on a second. My car ran at 10.9. All right, that's interesting. I'm not sure where we're at. Hold on, I might need to figure out how to launch this car a little differently. It might not like the setup. I actually did just add a couple more parts to it, so.
Well, 652, I mean, your dyno's not wrong. It's just the matter of whether you have lobby advantage enough to be in 11 or 10-9.
All right, so I think I need to let go of the gas right on number 2 for this car. Let's see what this guy runs. What's up, Eddie? How's your day going? All right, I just ran a 10.4, and that guy ran in the 10.6s. So I think I probably am in the 10.6 lobby. All right, so we're probably in 10.6.
Right. Yeah, it looks like you might be in 10.6. Okay, so I need to bump my cars up a little because I'm in 10.8. Let's see. We'll get them set up.
All right, I'll go nice and slow on this one. Eddie's at work. Gotcha. Yeah, me too. I'm at work. YouTube. YouTube, man. All day long, it's like YouTube stuff. I'm always at work. When I'm sleeping, I'm at work. When I'm alive, I'm at work. If I ever die, I'll probably be at work. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm just speaking nonsense all of a sudden. I enjoy being a YouTuber, I will say that, but it's very time consuming.
So we're looking for electrical car. All right.
See if we can race this. Nope, he connection failed. Oh no, nobody. Nobody wants to race me, Max. Nobody. All right, there's Lewis. All right, Mr. Lewis. Let's do it to it. All right, did not get a good launch. We'll see what she runs right there. Probably a pretty bad time because we'll find out. Simon says, yes, I'm Tempest Rico, the something never seems to get parts. Oh, the Cento. I mean, bottom line is a lot of cars are very hard to get parts for.
I think most of the time to get the parts, you want to look at possible lock-ins for events. Particularly these big events, the first lock-in has a lot of options. That's really what I look at nowadays to see if I can lock in something for bronze keys. The other part is running for bronze keys becomes very critical nowadays. You definitely want bronze keys.
Yeah. I mean, for me, if there's ever a car that I need parts for, as long as it's a Golden Star car, I just go into the rare imports and open up parts. I mean, I used to do this a couple of times a year. I would max out a car probably 2 or 3 times a year. So I would save up my keys for like 3 or 4 months, and then I would have enough keys to max out a car. But I'm going to tell you what, it takes quite a while to save up all the bronze keys. It's not a quick thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, what you want to do is save up enough before you start spinning. What happens is if you're always spinning the keys, you're not going to ever feel like you have enough.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, spending a little here and there actually never works out because the drop rates doesn't help you. right? So you want enough keys to kind of splurge all at once in order to really get things the way you want it to work. That's particularly true of pulling crates. If you can't get the loyalty, you're probably not going to get anything good. Okay, I found you there.
Nice. I used to always buy and strip cars from the dealership to try and get my cars leveled up high enough for Tempest. But the truth is, most of those cars you can just buy are pretty bad. Like they're terrible, terrible cars.
Yeah, most cars. I mean, nowadays particularly, you don't want to be buying most of this stuff. They give you enough good free cars. There's absolutely no reason to buy it. Unless you're buying it to strip it for parts. I mean, that's okay.
All right, so you're using a Purple Star car.
Yeah, I got the Porsche Rennsport, best looking 911 in the game in my opinion, but definitely a pretty car.
So here's the deal: if you're trying to do Tempest and you need parts, I mean, first off, Tempest isn't that great in the first place. Just remember, most of the boss cars are terrible, so I would not be in a big hurry to get through Tempest. But if you really do need to get through Tempest, I would definitely find a good Golden Star car, and then I would start spending your bronze keys to get parts for that car. But I wouldn't put parts into a car just to do Tempest unless the car was actually good, because if you level up a bunch of crappy cars, I mean, honestly, you're kind of like throwing your resources in the trash, if you ask me.
That's exactly what you're doing. You'd never want to spend your fusions on cars that are completely useless, and there are a lot of them. When you talk about 600 T5s, right, where I would say 555 would be pretty much not worth your effort. It really reduces the way that you should use your resources, because again, we don't get them that fast, and no event ever gives you enough resources to finish anything. So it's always like this battle against getting enough resources versus how much you're going to spend to build one car. So it becomes a planning nightmare after a while.
One thing about this game is you got to put in a lot of time and just realize you can only do so much. Don't be in a big rush for anything. Just do what you can do. Take things slow and enjoy the stuff you can do, and don't worry too much about what you can't. And some things you can just kind of, work towards slowly. But it was a long process. I mean, even for me, like back when I started, I got through Tempest 1 and Tempest 2 pretty quickly, but it took me quite a while to get cars fast enough for Tempest 3. And I was upgrading cars that were actually decent at the time, but now they're terrible.
Yeah, that's actually another point to keep in mind, that the game makers are constantly changing the cars to try to, in a way, make the old cars useless, right? It doesn't always work out that way. I mean, some of the old cars are still the greatest in the game because they don't know how to make good new cars. But that's beside the point. The point is that the newest stuff eventually will make some of the older stuff outdated, and that happens a lot. I mean, we have, for example, when the game started, the F12, right, was a good car. Nobody uses the F12 anymore. At least not for long. Even the 3-star one. So, and it gets worse from there. So, and a lot of these purple stars, a lot of these really 5-star this, 5-star that, all that does is tell you how hard it is to get them. It has nothing to do with anything, whether they're good or even usable. So you got to keep that in mind and be careful falling into the trap of, oh, it's got purple 5 stars, it must be good. That's almost never the case.
Yeah, stars are just a rarity rating, actually.
That's all it is, yeah. It's just how hard is it to get or see this car? But, if it sucks, you get it and it doesn't change anything.
All right, Simon says, what about my GR86 1700 Evo, and it's still not upgraded enough? I mean, high Evo doesn't necessarily mean your car is going to be fast enough. But I mean, if you're trying to get through Tempest, that's not a bad car to choose. I mean, you should be able to get parts for that somewhat easily, even if you use your bronze keys, as long as you haven't got it up to 5 purple stars yet. Crap, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. But, I mean, that's actually a really good car. That is a super good car for just pretty much everything, but you do have to make sure you have enough parts on the thing.
I came out of the lobby to lobby so someone else can race you, Danny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Give other people a shot.
So that car is definitely worth trying to get some parts for. I do like that car a lot, actually.
What, the Cento?
No, the GR86.
Oh yeah, the GR86 is a good car. A lot of these newer ones with the elite tuners, they have really high evo. I mean, you do need to get the elite levels up before they're any good, but at least they're usable. So I have no issues with most of them. I don't like the grind for the parts. That's been my biggest beef with that whole system. And you know, in my own way of protesting, I just refuse to build the elite tuner cars unless I just happen to be sitting on a bunch of tokens, which is usually when they release a really bad one. I have all the tokens, and when they release the good ones, I already spent them. So I never end up with a good elite tuner car built. But it is what it is.
Like the new Supra, I like it, but I stopped at 3 golden stars because I don't really have a reason to upgrade it past that. So
yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's okay. You know, the old Supra is slightly faster, so the new one's not a huge deficit from the old one, but it's the same car with a little bit less performance. I don't see benefit of spending all my tokens on it. Of course, the benefit is if you're gonna grind more tokens. So this is my point. It's a vicious cycle of earning tokens to build a car to earn more tokens, and they design it that way for you because they want you to never stop grinding. Ooh,
yeah,
I just lost the race. But it is what it is, right? That's how they try to keep us in the game all the time. And it just, I guess I'm just not into the idea of being forced to do anything. I'll do stuff for fun, but when they structure something to force me to do something, I get this knee-jerk reaction of I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. You know, kind of a not that I really object to the whole concept, but it just I just don't like grinding for tokens, especially through Showdown, which I dislike for separate reasons. So yeah, so my elite tuner card, for the most part, are not built. They're either stock or they're just low level.
Yeah, I mean, I get enough. I don't do showdowns as much as I used to. I mean, I used to probably get 200-300 races in on a showdown. Now I probably do like 100 to 200. And it still gives me enough. I mean, when a new Elite Tuners car comes out, I can usually get it up to like 5 golden stars before the event ends, and I'm usually pretty happy with that. But you do got to really grind your butt off on the showdowns if you want all those tokens. But there's no possible way to do your Elite Tuners cars, your Legends cars, your Elite Customs cars. You just can't do all of that without spending a small fortune.
It's all designed to burn up something, right? So it's this resource you're going to lose, or that resource you're going to lose. It's always something. But hey, that's the nature of the game. I understand. They want you to keep playing because it's important to them that there's a constant player base and constant stream of income for them, which that's what the game is all about, right? It is a business. On the other hand, to a point, I'm okay with grinding, but there's so many years, you get a little tired.
All right, Simon said I didn't upgrade the new Supra. My other one does 7.9. Yeah, 7.9 is not too terribly bad. I mean, you're definitely getting up there.
So one dangerous thing about 7.9 is most of the Supra in 7.9 ends up in 7.7, 7.9 lobby. So they end up pushing in order to win if they're racing other players. It be careful to kind of have your car ready for certain lobbies. Maybe for swapping it's good, but live racing and pushing a car is never good. It's ultimately going to hurt you in the long run for that particular car.
Joanne says the showdowns are a mess today with 7 different cups at the same time. Do you mean all the different events on the map? There are a lot. There is a lot of events on the map right now. It's actually pretty crazy how much stuff there is.
Yep. Which is interesting to say the least, that they managed to squeeze so much onto the map.
Yeah, it's like events are stacked on top of other events with other events stacked on top of it.
Yep. All right. I'm racing 2 people at the same time. It's a little hard. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I got the first one. Let's see if we can get the second one.
All right, so if you just finished the rookie pass, you're probably going to have to wait till the next race pass comes out. I think we got probably, what, 2 or 3 more weeks on the current one, something like that. So rookie pass was never a thing. I don't really know how the rookie pass works. That was something that's something that they only give the new players, and when I was a new player, that didn't exist, so I never got to experience the rookie pass. So my guess is, after you finish, you're supposed to finish the first 2 rookie passes, and then after you finish 2 of them, you're supposed to get the regular race pass, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that you probably have to wait for the next race pass to start.
So the way it works now, since I started new accounts to kind of mess around with this stuff, the rookie pass comes first. Okay, you're basically on the rookie pass before you get to the ranking you need to get to the full race pass. So that's basically how that works.
Yeah, you do got to get up to like rank 30 as well.
Yeah, so it's all rank based to start, and then I really like the rookie pass because they give you some good stuff. I mean, you get some really good cars and rewards from rookie pass. So just so you understand that it is worth doing for that reason alone.
Green Viper, what do you mean by how do you get the game helper? Are you talking about these? Whoops. Are you talking about these things? You got to buy these things. I'm not sure what you mean by game helper, actually.
Yeah, those are all money makers for them. It's you got to pay for it. None of that's free. The guy with his smiley face in the upper left corner.
Thing is, like, if they gave you more for the money, it might be worth it. But you're paying like $30 a month for next to nothing. Like, you get very little for that. Exactly. Like, they should give you way more than what they give you. I mean, it's kind of it's kind of like a slap in the face. I hate to say it.
Yeah, the Miami Vice event is on the map, and the car is basically okay. I don't have any problem with it. I'm not sure I love the car or anything, particularly because we have that back to the 90s red Testarossa. If you did that event, a lot of people would have that car, and that car is really good.
Oh, did a new event go up today?
Yeah, it's a flash event.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to have that listed on their website.
I'm sure it's listed somewhere, but they're putting up so much stuff so fast that
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can't. The Shamrock is a Shem. I really think that's a waste of effort for most people. I think the best car to come out of the Shamrock is the obviously if you probably don't have it, which is the Ruffian, and then if you get the Tier 4, that's pretty good. The Tier 4 is actually pretty good.
All right, Green Viper, I think you're talking about the CSR2 Hub. That's now a website. So if you check out one of my latest videos descriptions, there's going to be a link to that in the description. But Nitro makes that CSR2 Hub. It was an app on the phone, but I don't know, they ran into some issues with Google or something and it got shut down, and now you can get it through their website. It's actually pretty awesome. Do you think the MV Testarossa will be any good? You know what? I haven't actually got to play with that car at all, so I'm not really sure. But if that's up on the map, that will be a, I'll be trying to make a shift pattern, shift video for that car sometime next week will be my goal.
It's a high evo car like most of these. I don't really anticipate it being super good or anything. You know, it does beat Dino a little bit too, so I guess it's not bad. I mean, the last Flash car that we got, what was that one? That was the Tomaso, right? In the end, that turned out to be a pretty decent car. So I think this one will be okay. It's not going to be terrible or anything. But again, I don't think it's going to make or break your game in any way.
Man, this little car is really hard to launch, right?
Ah, you messed up the launch? I wasn't looking at your screen. I was looking at mine, but...
If you don't get the kickback, it runs really slow. On that one, I pressed
like
the launch button
car.
and nothing, it didn't launch. It just... It just ignored the button press.
Like, not today. I'm on break. I'm taking a vacation from this. And it looks like when you do get it, you tend to run a little bit faster than Dino too, right? It's very easy to... Yeah, exactly.
I can run about 0.2 of a second faster than Dino if I don't slow down. What's up, Odom? How you doing today? This is a really nice car, but it is a little bit of a pain in the butt. 3, 2, 1, go. You pretty much gotta make sure you get a perfect start or you don't get your kickback.
All right, I'm actually, I have both my accounts in here, so it's kind of messy right now. So I'm gonna jump back out so you can race other people. Otherwise, I get challenged on the other account at the same time.
Okay.
And I can't concentrate.
William D says, too many cars made mediocre to good to be paid cars. Yeah, one thing about this game is you don't know if the paid cars, just because it's paid doesn't necessarily mean it's a good car. You would think they would make sure, like, when a new paid car comes out that it was just awesome, but they're not always. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not.
I would say most Flash cars, they at least make somewhat of an effort to make it good, right? They don't try to give you complete junk because you're paying a lot of money for it. Wasn't always true in the past, but recent ones have at least been usable. I mean, some of them were actually pretty good. Even this one, right? The one you're using right now is a Flash car at one point, and it turned out pretty decent. So the biggest problem with Flash cars, particularly brands like this one, the McMurtry or the Tomasos, you're not going to have enough fusions. I mean, new players have 0, and then older players may have some. So now Ferrari, on the other hand, most of us have a lot of fusions. So Testarossa, I guess, would be pretty easy to build up. I already have a Testarossa, so I'm not keen on a white one over a red one. It's not a big deal to me.
Yeah, I mean, some manufacturers,
Vice, you know, it's a nostalgia factor, right? So
some manufacturers give out loads of parts like they're nothing, like Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche. I mean, brands like McLaren, brands like that, the game just gives them out like water. But when it comes to the brands where there's only like 1 or 2 cars or something similar, it's just like, man, good luck getting parts for those.
Yeah, I mean, the structure of fusions as a concept is it's really just to make you grind for more resources. There's no such thing as needing fusions in a game design, right? Stars, fusions, all this stuff is basically designed around grinding. Now, most games like Forza, Gran Turismo, it's just a matter of having enough cash to build the car. You don't. There's no such thing as fusions. Well, why even have it? Because then they can give you crates and then make you pull crates and all that good stuff. That being said, fusions are critical in this game. You don't have red fusions, you're not going anywhere with the car. It's just that important. So gotta grind those fusions, and the way to do it again is back to the parts crates, knowing the brands that you can get bronze crates with. For example, in the old days, Hennessy was impossible to build, right? And then they released a bunch of gold star ones and the parts crate, and now we have a chance. So
William D wants to know, is the Ruffian worth $19.99?
No. It's decent, but it's not $19.99 decent. I mean, you're basically buying a flash car at that point, and that was a showdown prize, if you guys remember where the Ruffian came from.
I don't really remember too much about the Ruffian. I mean, I remember it being a nice car.
Yeah, all the Ruffian cars are nice. I mean, they're all decent live racers. None of them stand out to me as, you know, absolute dominating in lobbies, but none of them are crap. They're all good. The 67 actually, I think, might be a little better than the 70, in my opinion, anyway. But overall, I think the problem is you can't get them now without paying. And that particular Ruffian, for example, was part of American Road Trip Showdown. I still have a video of when I did the 1400 run for it, I think. So that's where that one's from. In fact, let me go see if I can go grab my Ruffian and get it into this lobby.
Oh man, Green Viper, you're missing one pink fusion on the DeVille. You're close, that's for sure. I'll tell you what though, I wouldn't expect to get that easily. Maybe if you get like a universal part from the, if you buy the race pass, you can get a universal part for it, but without universal parts, I mean, it's crazy to get that close to maxing something out. Then you're like, man, I'm missing a part. It's just like, that sucks.
Yeah, it's always random drops too, right? So
the
chance of that exact red fusion dropping is very, very low.
Just like I'm missing 3 parts for my CC850, and even though Koenigsegg's not a super hard brand to get parts for, it's not an easy brand either. It's kind of like a middle of the road brand these days because they keep adding more and more Koenigsegg. So it's a lot easier to get parts than it used to, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, well, getting those last three pink parts is going to be a nightmare on that car.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, William, it was a Blue Showdown prize from back in the day. I mean, it's been a while.
I don't know if I've got it or not.
You should have it. I mean,
there's been quite a few showdowns where I wasn't able to win the prize.
I don't remember it being that difficult a showdown back then. But you know, it's been a while.
I got a terrible memory.
Yeah, I mean, I think they pile on the event so fast that after an event, you're just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of cars, you get it, you drive it a few times, and then you forget all about it. Because, I mean, there's 1,500 plus cars in the game. You can't sit there and drive them all and use them all the time either. That's another issue with the game.
Too many cars, you know.
Yeah.
Too many variety. Sometimes variety's good. Sometimes variety gets you in trouble. So, depends.
I mean, the longer this game's here, the more cars are going to be adding to it as well. So, I mean, if this game goes for another 2 or another 5 years, imagine how many cars we're going to have at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? They do add a lot of cars. I mean,
yeah.
That's for a collector game. This one has a massive collection that's actually quite nice. That's one positive that you can't ignore, and it's the the details are still some of the best, even compared to games that are big money games like Forza and Gran Turismo. I think the way they do the 3D modeling for these are just incredible. You know, still better than more realistic than most of the other games I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, these graphics are crazy impressive for a mobile game. I mean, I never thought a mobile game would be able to look like this.
Yeah, that's their biggest strength, is they have some of the best scanned rendering of cars, right, all around, and you really can't deny that. All right, I might be in a slightly different lobby. I think I saw Electrocute, which that the Jeep probably got bumped. He was running, and you're probably bumped to a slightly slower lobby now, probably 10-7 at this point.
Who, me? Possibly.
Yeah, I suspect that because you've been running pretty slow. So.
Hey, Crystal, how you doing today?
See if I can bump my car down a little bit.
Yeah, it's not easy to get a good start on this thing. I think maybe you want to get your start like not quite on perfect, but maybe a little bit before. It's kind of a rough car to launch.
I don't know. It's CSR3 graphics really even better. When I saw it, at least when I did see the old stuff that they released on videos, it looked more cartoony than realistic.
They're different. The graphics are nice on there right now, but they don't look the same as this. They look a little more realistic than they used to, but I don't know, it's different. I mean, that game's still in development, so we don't know what the final product's gonna look like, but they look more like, I mean, they look realistic, but they still look more game-ish, I guess you would say.
So I mean, the key about this game is the realism of the actual cars, right? Because
yeah.
they 3D scan them carefully. Like one of the things that really was interesting is some of the RWB Porsches that we have. They all look pretty close on the outside, but the one on the inside had wires hanging off the dash. Like that's a detail that you wouldn't see in most games. And it tells you they scan specifically different cars because of that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm out of gas. All right, Clay, what's going on, my man? How you doing today? Axis, how are you? Let me fill up my gas tank here. Axis says something about the showdown.
The showroom's more realistic. Okay. So it has a better looking garage. That's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, the cars do look different in the garage than compared to the way they look on the racetrack as well. That's for sure. They look more realistic in the garage, but once you get them on the track, they definitely look less realistic. Now, that's definitely something that could change. We don't really know. What's up, Yaden? How you doing today? All right, so Joanne would like more racetracks. I wonder how many tracks we have in this game. I actually have no idea.
I mean, we have a decent amount of racetracks already here. It's just that sometimes they don't cycle them properly, but yeah, but they're there.
My car is so quiet. Uh-oh, Gizzy's got cars in the garage covered with the British flag. That sounds like you're having that old school glitch, the, what they call it, the placeholder car glitch.
Yeah, usually restarting the game is enough to get around that.
Yeah, if you restart the game and that doesn't fix it, I'm not really sure what you can do at that point, but...
Hey, Melon.
That is
Clay.
something I haven't seen in a long time on anybody's account, but I do remember back in the day, those cars would always pop up and you would just restart the game and it would get rid of it. What's up, Melon? How are you doing today? Damn, what's up, bud? Alright, so you think the 30 gas is too low? I mean, honestly, it would be nice if you could have more, but, I mean, 30 is pretty decent. Especially, I mean, you can always refill it anytime you want with your gas, or you can sit there and watch ads for a year if you want to, but I'm not really sure why they put a limit of 30 on it, to tell you the truth. Maybe that's supposed to, like, keep people... I don't know. I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem like they would add a limit. It seems like you should just be able to fill it up as much as you want. I mean, I could see maybe, like, a little bit of a limit, but... yeah, I don't know why they chose 30. Yaden says, Danny, I don't like the faux event because after you lock in race 23, you finish the race 24. Alright, I don't quite understand that. Hold on. I gotta try to reread that in a second. I forget whose turn it was to win here. I think it was mine. Alright, what do you mean after race 23 you lock in race 24? Complete one race. It doesn't make sense. Yaden, I don't quite understand what you got going on there. Are you saying race 24 is the last race on the event? I don't quite understand, I'm sorry.
Race 24 can't be the last event. I mean, last race of an event. That's too short. I don't think they have that short an event. Most are at least 50 races.
I mean, I've seen some that are 30 races, but yeah, most of them are somewhere between 30 and like 80.
Yeah, so 30. I guess 30 for some of the what they call it, the second part of these events, the Evo event, right? They may have 30 races, but most of the singular events are going to be at least 50, 60 races. Yeah, good. I found myself.
All right, Clay says the Miami Vice event is a new thing. Yeah, I didn't even know it was up on the map, actually. I'll probably make a video about that tomorrow or something.
Yeah, that literally just showed up this morning, so... but it was in their... they were talking about they were definitely going to put this in, right? It's a flash event that was coming. We knew that's coming.
One thing I will say this. There used to be like a certain time of day that all the events would go live. It doesn't seem like that's a thing anymore. It used to be at 6 a.m. every day. The event, like a new event, would all go live at 6 a.m. And if there was a time change, I think it was 5 a.m. So you used to be able to count on new events showing up at a very specific time. But I noticed sometimes now they might go live 2 or 3 hours after that. So you might look at the map in the morning. Oh, the new events are up, but that doesn't mean they won't show up 3 or 4 hours later. So I think they've changed something with the release time on events. I don't even know if they even have a specific release time anymore, or if they just go live at some random time these days. But it used to be that everything would start at the same time every day. That was kind of nice, being able to count on a schedule, especially for us as YouTubers. I mean, I get up really early in the morning, so, you know, if it starts at 5 a.m., you know, normally I can just look at the map at 5 a.m. and be like, okay, perfect. Then I would know if something else, I would know nothing else was going to pop up throughout the day, but now it's just like, who freaking knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they still put it up in the morning their time, right? Because basically their GMT time is using British time. So for us, it might be 5 a.m. It depends on where you are in the world. It's all different. But
Yeah.
it's the beginning of the day for them, so they just kind of hit the, I guess they hit the button live and the event pops up. And then that's assuming there are no glitches or bugs or other issues. So.
All right. I'm going to run to the restroom really quick.
All right.
I've got to pee, so I will be right back. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Let me hit the be right back screen, and I'll be right back.
So my issue with this Ruffian, in case you guys are thinking of getting it, is that it's really not a bad car, but it only beats Dino if you can get the Nitro drop. It's kind of a weird car in that sense. And depending on how you have the car set up and how well you can launch it, getting the Nitro drops a lot harder than it looks, especially in live. I mean, on the maps it's easier, but not so easy on the live stream. Or live racing, I should say. And that kills it, right? Because that 0.2 difference or 0.2 and change difference usually makes or breaks the live racing tune. And I don't think Danny heard about, or he read the run as before he ran off. All right, here we go. Yeah, I haven't been able to get a needle drop on this Ruffian for quite a few races. I mean, maybe it's the way I have the tire settings set up. Hey, Nabel. All right, let me come out and so I can race somebody. Yeah, like I said, the 67's not a bad car at all. I do like it, but again, without that needle drop being a easy, consistent thing to get, you know. Oh, Zork, I don't know. Maybe Denny just didn't see you. I don't think he's ignoring you. Because he was swapping, so I don't think he was reading the chat, or the chat was bumping up pretty fast. It could very well be that he just simply missed you. I recall that the Ruffian launches right around like 5K to get that needle drop. I have to see if I can get it to do it, but so far I've tried all around that 5K launch point and I haven't gotten it once yet. So could be something I did with the tune. Oh, I got it. All right. 4.5
Okay.
or 4.8K actually.
Stacks, thanks for the swaps, my man.
Welcome back.
All right,
you didn't say hi to Zork, back. Danny. Zork is feeling ignored here. You got to give the man some recognition there.
I don't see Mr. Zork. Zork, where you at? Your chat is hiding, sir.
Nah, he just said he said, "Hey Max, what's up? Why Danny ignoring me?"
Oh, it's on it's not on live chat, it's on top chat.
See?
So YouTube hasn't been showing me all the comments. I don't quite understand how it determines what's the top chat and what's not. So Zork, what's up, my man? How you doing today? I guess so YouTube doesn't like you today. It's like, nope.
Well, you put it on top chat, man. That's your fault.
Well, the dumb thing is it starts off on that all the time. Like, you think it would, I don't know. You think if you're doing a live stream, YouTube would realize you probably want all the comments to come through. But they don't set it up that way.
Nah. Maybe send them a nasty email. Hey, man.
Yeah.
You're killing my streams here with your bad chat choices.
Zork, it depends on where you live. CSR3 is available in some countries right now, and others it's not. I'm not really sure what all countries it's available in, I did hear, originally it was just a couple of Asian countries, and I heard they recently rolled it out to a couple of more, but I really don't know which countries have it available. So if you go to Google Play and you search for it and it doesn't show up, then it's probably not available where you're at yet.
Yep. And to answer Christo's question about what cars I wish was actually good but isn't, there are quite a lot, to be honest. A good chunk of Lamborghinis, right? There are some beautiful Lamborghinis that just isn't good in this game. The Koenigsegg 1-1 and some other stuff, those are awesome cars in real life, and they kind of stinky in this game. So they're turd tacos, as Danny would say.
Turd tacos.
Turd tacos. So yeah, so I would say there are probably good 20-30 cars I wish was actually good that in this game at least are just plain terrible. And they're mostly pretty cool cars. Like some of the Porsches we have that are really cool looking, they're just not that good. So yeah, what can you do? I mean, they decide what's good and what's not, and unfortunately, more often than not, they decide to put the bad cars to be the ones that are the coolest looking ones, or some of the coolest cars in real life.
Zork, yeah, I mean, I know you're in Israel, but I have no idea which countries they've rolled it out to yet. But the game is still in development. I think they've just given it to a few countries for testing purposes to get some more people playing it. But when it's going to be rolled out for everybody, I'm not 100% sure.
I guess it'll be coming. I mean, once they feel that there's enough of a game there for people to want to sign on, they'll do a full release. Probably, given the way they're moving with CSR2, I'm pretty sure they're pressuring their developers to get that one ready as soon as possible, right?
See, the thing is, it was supposed to be fully released, like March of last year, and then it never got released. So I don't really know. I'm not sure what's going to make them feel like the game's ready to go. I don't know if they're waiting for a certain thing to happen, or I don't know if they're waiting for till they get to a certain. I really don't know what they're waiting for. But
well, from what I understand of how they planned CSR2, talking to Mill from back in the day, is that they want to be at least a year ahead on whatever event planning, car planning. So they're probably working on doing that, right? They got to program stuff a year ahead so they can release them one after the other, essentially, without having to scramble to get these events ready. So everything we see getting released now actually were planned probably half a year to a year ago. That's how the system works. And that takes time, right? They got to get all that together.
Thank you so much for the donation. You are awesome.
A little extra for the having a special.
Oh, so I see
really
Thank you.
Axis 42's question. I'll answer that after Danny's next, when you're done, Danny.
yeah, Dave, thanks so much, my friend. I appreciate that. All right, so yeah, I was gonna look at Axe's question as well, but go
It's
for
about
it.
Showdown. So the way Showdown works is that it doesn't take into consideration your car's build. You're matchmaked with the pool of cars with similar trophy counts. That is why you can literally run into a stock car with a fully maxed car at certain trophy levels, because that's what the guy happened to get at that trophy level, and you happen to be passing through with your fully maxed car at that trophy level. This happens in every Showdown. When I just start Showdown, right, I would come in with my fully maxed car, and some poor soul at 800 trophies with his barely built car ends up matchmake to me. And I'm like, this is as bad as running a bot. I'd be like all the way down the track. The poor guy's a third of the way down the track, probably cursing my name at the same time. But that's how it works. It's the design of Showdown's matchmaking.
Showdown definitely doesn't give us the world's greatest matchmaking. They did change it once, and all these people started down tuning cars, and then they were like, nope, can't have that, and then they changed it back.
Well, don't forget, Showdown was designed not meant to be fair by any means. Showdown was designed to trigger people. Okay, competitive racers, competitive gamers are very affected by Showdown's design because it's trophy based, right? You want to be on the top. You want to get more trophies.
Yeah.
The only way to be competitive is to have the maxed Apex car. That's it. Everybody else, it's participation trophies. That's all it is. And they designed that intentionally, which is fine. I have no issue with that. But you have to understand what you're getting yourself into when you join the Showdown match.
Yeah, good swaps, Odom. Good swaps. So Stacks, a couple other people say they don't think they're going to play CSR3. I mean, CSR3 is a cool game. Like, it's kind of fun. It's nice. I like it. It's definitely different from this. Now, the thing about CSR3 is the only way to get cars right now, for the most part, seems to be opening crates. I don't know. I mean, I imagine once they actually make the game live, there's probably going to be like cars you can purchase with real money and stuff like that. I mean, there are some stuff you can purchase, like car. You need like little tokens to build the cars and upgrade them and everything else. But I do notice if you go into the daily deals, they do have some stuff for sale that you can like buy the tokens to build cars and stuff like that as well. So once it goes fully live, I'm not really sure how hard or easy it's going to be for people to get cars without spending money on the game. That's going to be the main thing that I think makes or breaks the game for a lot of people. I mean, it's sort of like a different version of this, but there's no tuning. It's more basic, but it's a little more interesting because you're not just launch, shift. You know, your car launches, you do a couple of shifts at the right time, and then you gotta wait for the turns to come and then tap the brake to drift around there, and it's definitely different. It's definitely
it's a cheesier
different
version of Asphalt Legends, is what you're telling me.
Not quite. It's not like Asphalt.
Well, the chip system is very Asphalt sounding. You got to
that
get
kind
like
of is, yes.
blueprints, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The gameplay itself isn't. But
without tuning, I'm out. I'm not even going to touch that game.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to me. It's part of the reason I never played Asphalt Legends much, because you got to build and then, you know, grind, build, grind, build. It gets tiring really fast.
But I do notice, now I haven't messed with this on CSR3 yet. They did give me access to the game, but you can add I think they're called mods or something to your cars. I haven't upgraded any cars as far as the amount of stars go yet. I haven't added any of the mods to the cars. Pretty much I just get cars, I upgrade them to the highest level I can, and then I just leave them at there. And I haven't really needed to upgrade anything past that so far. Now, once the game is fully live and they start making real events and everything else, maybe you will need to, but...
Well, Forza is releasing number 6 in a month and a half, so guess what? I'll be on that probably full-time after it releases. And if CSR3 doesn't turn out to be something attractive, it is what it is. I'll move on. Or I'll stay here. I mean, I'll play CSR2 until they cancel this thing. But 3's probably out for me.
Yeah, Zork, I can't even imagine that would be a... living there right now, living in Israel with all the stuff going on, I can imagine that's probably pretty scary. I mean, it would be crazy. I don't really understand why people can't learn to get along with each other. I don't really get into like politics and stuff, but honestly, if you really thought about it, in my opinion, if the world leaders really cared about their country and their people, they would do everything they could to try to get along with each other and avoid this kind of thing.
That's not human nature.
It's not, unfortunately.
It's not. Human nature is to beat each other up and try to take the other guy's stuff. That's human nature. You know, and our leaders are particularly driven to get more stuff.
Yes.
Right? It's all about other people's stuff. How do you get a hold of other people's stuff for the least amount of effort is what the world leaders are always thinking. But we won't get into that. I mean, the politics discussions never go well along with the game, so we should avoid it like the plague it is. So going back to Dave, you should ask Nabel about that tune. I actually haven't played with the Jack Supra. I know I can play with it on Nitro's account, but Nitro's account has so many cars that once I log into it, I just kind of go, oh, too many cars, too much work, too much work. I need a break.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. So
I like that
yeah.
Supra. It's pretty good. I don't have very many parts on mine because it uses Fast and Furious parts. But even with like a really low upgrade setup and only a couple of fusions, it does pretty decent in live. Like I don't know how many parts Nabel has on his, but it's a cool car.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, again, the Supra has always been a cool car. I never mind seeing one. In this game, most of them are not that great, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
you know, you can find a way to make them work. It just takes a lot of effort to figure it out. Yeah, Zorak, I'm sorry to hear about the craziness over there. No war or any place in the world, nobody wants to be part of a war.
No.
Okay, it's always the regular people that suffers, right? The leaders don't suffer. I mean, they're still eating their caviar and lobster, while the little people, have to go and trudge through the mud and get shot at. So it's not a good topic. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move back to the car stuff. But I'm sorry to hear that you guys are out there having to deal with that. You know. So
Green
yeah,
Viper.
politics out of this game is right. About I feel, you know. Yeah, I mean, again, that topic that once we start talking about certain countries and certain people, it's only going to get uglier. So let's keep focus here on the on the cars. I mean, we the small people also don't get to own most of these cars. I think that's why we play this game, right? We own it in a game by by what do they call that? You're enjoying it by there's a term for this. Now I can't think of it. It's like vicariously enjoying these cars through the game. That's the term. Yeah, you and I are never going to own these cars, or 99% of these cars. But
oh man, I got them all at my house.
yeah, so Danny, you are making more off of YouTube than you're letting on. If you got all these cars hiding in the basement.
I mean, no. I have a tricycle in real life. That's all I have.
You know what I do, Danny? I collect the 118 models of the ones I really like, right? You can't own the real thing, but you can own a small version of it. And some people collect Hot Wheels, which is just as cool. But
true.
One of my crew member, she's our admin, and she's great. She's a big Hot Wheels fan, and she has like tons of Hot Wheels. So that's pretty cool too. But I'm very visually oriented person. I like to see details. This is part of the reason that this game sucked me in so badly, because of the visual details it has. And 118 has more details to me, so I have a hard time buying Hot Wheels because they're just too little detail for me. But that's my main reason why I go for the 118 model.
Now, if you were one of those YouTubers that post a video and it gets 1 million views per video, then you could probably afford these cars. At least maybe like one of them.
Oh, funny thing, that this is all over YouTube recently. I don't know how true it is, but a lot of these big car YouTubers are dying right now.
Really?
Something about the way the algorithm's been screwing them ever since AI came along.
Huh.
So yeah, they're selling off their top cars. Even guys like Shemi and I think his name is Shemi. You guys on the chat could probably correct me if I'm wrong. Doug, right? Doug was really big. He used to get millions of views. Now he's getting like 100,000, 200,000 views.
That Kilmer guy, Doug Kilmer or something?
No, Doug DeMoro, and then the Kilmer guy's another guy. Yeah, I think
Scotty
Whistling
Kilmer.
Diesel's still doing okay, but I'm not sure how some of these guys are doing now.
Well, here's my understanding is YouTube used to promote a lot of people's older videos. Now they promote a lot less of your older videos and mainly just promote the new videos. So it used to be you were getting a lot more views on your older stuff and your newer stuff. And now you're getting a lot less views on the older stuff, meaning your channel's probably making a lot less money depending on what you do.
Yeah. I think most of us, right, that play this game are going to be car guys. I think you almost wouldn't want to play this game otherwise. So in some form or another, you like cars.
Yeah, I honestly don't know crap about cars, but I love looking at them. I like driving them on video games. I like looking at them. I like thinking, man, it would be cool to have that car, but I'm not one of those people that reads about them, figures out the specs. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not like the crazy cat lady of cars. But
Lady of cars. That's a new phrase that we could think to start using. That dude. Look at how many cars he has. He's a cat lady of cars.
I'm not the Jay Leno, the crazy cat lady. I don't know.
Jay Leno's a true enthusiast.
The man
actually drives those cars. That's what. That you got to respect that.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I seen some videos of guys out in Europe that go skiing in a. They drove to the ski resort in the winter in a Jesco, right? That whoever that driver is or owner is, that has my respect, man. If you're willing to take your Jesco out to go skiing, hey, you the man. I have to say it.
If I had a car like that, if there was salt on the road, I would be like, nope.
Yeah, like Corvette owners in general. I hang out with those guys. It's like, oh my God, it's raining. I'm not taking my car out. It might melt. It's like, dude, it's one of the only cars that doesn't actually rust much because there's nothing to rust. But hey, Vet owners are notorious for that.
All right, Stack says YouTube Premium is worth it. So I do pay the $15 a month for YouTube Premium. Not having the horrible ads plus getting YouTube Music, it's actually quite cool. I mean, it's worth the $15. Now I know plus if I watch somebody's video, supposedly they make more money off of me having Premium than if I were to watch the advertisements. So it also helps out the other YouTubers. Now there is a light version. They did come out with the YouTube Premium Lite, and there's a lot of YouTubers worried that we're actually going to get paid less for the people running YouTube Lite compared to the full thing, since it's like half the price. But with the light version, you don't get YouTube Music, and some videos still have ads on it. So I don't know if the light version is worth it or not, but the full price one for $15 a month, in my opinion, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. I mean, the car enthusiasts come in different types, right? You have your guys that are into collecting, you have your guys that are car show guys, and then you have your guys that just want to drive the things. I'm kind of in the middle there. I like to drive it, but I know my skills are limited. I like it to look good, but I'm not so anal that a paint chip's going to make me have a conniption. So I just enjoy cars. Like I own a nice car, so I'm definitely pretty happy where I am with everything. Would it be nice to drive around in a Lamborghini? Sure. Okay. On the other hand, I'm not driving around in a rusty Pinto, so I can't complain. It's interesting. It's nice to be a car enthusiast and actually have somewhat of a decent car. That's a nice place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I drive a 2005 Corolla. It gets me from point A to point B, so I'm happy. I would much rather be driving around something cool, but you know what? I don't really need something cool. It would be nice, but I'm happy with my Toyota. It does the job.
My biggest regrets, I guess, in a sense, is I've lost, or not lost. I sold away and traded in some really awesome cars because of life. At the time in my life, I needed an SUV. and I can't hold on to my Lancer Evolution. So I had to trade it in. If I had kept that Lancer Evolution 8 to today, that thing is like a gem for people now. I mean, it's hard to get it. But that's life. You know, you I can at least say I had the experience of owning, driving, and enjoying a Lancer Evolution 8 brand new back in the day. So can't complain.
I bought one of those really fancy cars. I forget what it was called. It was so long ago. Back in 1642. If I still had that thing, it would be worth so much money.
Yeah, I mean that's but if you look at all the classic Mustang owners, it's the same idea, right? If in the 60s you had that muscle car or 50s you had that muscle car and life didn't make you swap it away, it'd be worth something today. That I always tell my friends the same thing. I said cars go through phases. You have the brand new car phase, then it becomes old crap for quite a while. But if old crap lasts long enough, it becomes a classic, right? And if you're still alive and own that same car when you're 80, and now it's an antique. So there you go. But
like if I would have bought the original WRX STI, probably like 30 years from now, that would be worth a lot of money, I bet.
All those cars, I mean, we are the grand. Well, I mean, some of the younger guys may not be as much, but we are the original Gran Turismo generation. When Gran Turismo 1 came out, I was at the right age to be playing that thing day in and day out. And boy, that generation loves Japanese cars, right? Look at the value of old Japanese cars today. It's crazy. Fast and Furious generation is slightly behind me. That's a lot of the guys that are playing this game. That's why Fast and Furious cars are so popular in this game, right? Because they grew up on Fast and Furious. So Japanese cars have gained tons of value because of that. They're collectible now.
Rain Viper, I almost bought a Yugo once. Some guy had a turbocharged Yugo for sale. And the only reason I didn't buy it is I figured it was probably going to break down because they were known for being terrible cars. But my God, a turbocharged Yugo was so fun. Like, we took it for a test drive. So fun. It was driving like a go-kart. It was crazy fun. I wanted it so bad, but I'm like, this would be a bad decision. So I didn't buy it.
Yeah. You know, you're getting old when your kids' friends look at you and go and call you sir or mister. All right. That's like my moment when I'm like, oh crap, I'm old. So anyway.
I don't really get too many people calling me sir.
Dylan. I'm starting to turn into an old fart. I'm getting grumpier by the day. Get off my lawn, you little rascals.
People still tell me I look a lot younger than I really am, so I don't get called sir or Gramp. Actually, there is a guy on my other YouTube channel that started calling me Pops.
Pops. Oh man, that's painful. When they start calling you Pops, that's bad.
I'm like, do I really look that old to call me Pops? When I think of Pops, I think of like an 80-year-old dude, like gray hair and just. I'm like, I'm not a Pops yet, am I? I don't think so.
See, that's the thing about everybody getting older is you don't want to admit you're getting older. You're like, hang on to dear life of you. You know, this is why we want to still go ride the BMX even though you fall right off and break every bone in your body. You're like, no, I can still do this.
Yeah. I remember I used to do my BMX bikes, like X Games style stuff. And I remember taking a few years off. I'm like, all right, like 5-10 years later, I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy a BMX bike again. Went out, got one, went out to the skate park, crashed. And I was like, oh, it hurt so much more than I remember. Oh, man.
We have the mind of 18-year-olds and the body of, unfortunately, our realistic age. So, as soon as you try to do something, you're thinking, I could do this, right? Your body's going, oh, no, hell no, you don't. You're not doing it. Here's a little hip pain to let you really know how old you are. Enjoy it.
With my
So-
autoimmune issues, I'm pretty sure I have a body that's like 143 years old.
Oh man, I feel for you, dude. I seriously, I would not. I can't even imagine having to put up with the kind of pain stuff that you're dealing with.
Dude, I see, like, there used to be a 90-some-year-old couple that lived down the street, and they're out there doing yard work, and they're just bending over and picking up stuff out of the yard. And I'm like, I'm freaking jealous of these 90-year-old people that can do more stuff than I can. I mean, I can't do much of anything. It's awful. The autoimmune disease has messed me up so bad, it's not even funny.
I mean, I went through a period with frozen shoulder and stuff, so I went through that kind of incapacitated, life. It's you really can't describe or really understand it unless you've gone through it. But anyway, so us old timers, right? It's shifting. So the old timers, their cars when they come out to a car show is the 50s, 60s muscle cars, right? In America, at least, the muscle car guys. And then you got the youngsters coming out in their little jack cars, right? But guess what? Those youngsters are like 50 now.
Yes, that's crazy.
So the dude coming out with the hatchback Civic, that car's from 1990s, man. Some of you guys weren't even born yet. So,
oh man, that's
it's
crazy.
changing. It's changing, right? Yeah. The only cool cars now that people are bringing out, like right this moment, relatively new stuff. You got your Hyundai, you got your Type R's, and you got BMWs, mostly BMW guys with the newer Beamers. But yeah, so big difference. It's all relative. And unfortunately, one thing I do have to say, and it's a bit of a complaint, but it's not. But it's kind of true too. Is we had a golden age of affordable and accessible sports cars.
Yes.
In the like early '90s to early 2000s, right? There were a lot of cool cars. They were not cheap, but they were at least reachable. Look at the stuff now. I mean, the average Gen Zer will not be able to afford a nice sports car and life at the same time. They could barely afford life as it is. So when you put like an $80,000 to start cars in front of people's faces, you think they're just going to go, oh yeah, man, that's easy. Pocket change.
Yeah, no. we used to be able to buy a twin turbo Supra for what, 23 grand or something, brand new. Used. Back when they first came out.
Nah. The Supra was like 60 grand when it came out in 93. I mean.
Are you sure? I thought they were like expensive. In the high 20s or low 30s.
No. The Supra. Now Mark III Supras were cheaper, but by the time you got to like Mark IV,
yeah,
it was expensive. Trust me, I saw the first commercial when it first came out, where it was driving in a desert. It was a black Supra, Mark IV, 1993. That was one of the first commercials. And like all kids, or I'm not really a kid at that point, I'm a teenager, but like all people at that time that were into cars and were at an age where you love cars, you saw that commercial and you're like, oh my God, I want that, right? So I went to look up the price, and I was like, oh my God, that's like the price of the house we live in at the time. So
yeah.
it was like, no, that's going to be a dream for later. And it's still now unreachable for a lot of people because how much it appreciated. But yeah, that was an experience. I actually found that commercial on YouTube one day just to see if I remembered the commercial correctly.
Well, what I remember is being like 18 years old, looking in the newspaper and seeing Honda Civics for like 12 grand brand new, just for a basic Civic, and thinking, man, that's so expensive. Now you're thinking, man, that was dirt cheap.
Oh yeah, you can't compare. I mean, back then, I think in the first Mustang GT I ever saw. Don't forget, I came from China. I was, China back then was like all bicycles and stuff like that. Cars were still rare. I came from China to the U.S. and I walked into a Ford dealership and saw the first 1989 Mustang, brand new. GT with the little covers that had like the little slits on the tail lights.
Yeah, those were cool.
Man, you know, I forgot the price, but I remember it was like probably around 15,000 for the GT or 16,000, and that was big money, right? You can't even touch a GT today without 50 grand.
Yeah.
So, but are we making that much more money nowadays
Nope.
than we were back
No,
then?
we're not.
Nah.
You know what? I got on the AI a couple of months back and figured out how much the cost of living has actually gone up, and it's tripled to quadrupled since the year 2000, but we're only making like maybe 10% more income, even though it's, you know, the cost of living is 300 to 400% higher. We're only making 10 to 20% more income. So how are people supposed to live? Like, your boss gives you a 3% raise every year when the cost of living that just went up 200%. Well, how is that 3% going to help me when it costs twice as much to live now? It's crazy.
Yeah, so standard of living actually going the other way, depending on how you look at it. But, you know, but everything's expensive. The louvers, that's what they were called. Louvers on the taillights. That generation GT came with that little taillight cover with the louvers on it. It's pretty cool. It was a white one. I still remember it because those are the kind of things that burns into your brain as a kid, right? You look at that car and it was a white Mustang GT. It was sitting in the center of the showroom floor. And it was beautiful. Like, as a kid, you see it, you're like, oh, drool.
Yeah.
I had no idea about what the car could do or anything, but you just instinctively knew it was a bad. Well, I don't want to say the word on the stream, but you know, it's a bad A car, right? So I was, man. And the funny part about all that is, despite all that, I've never owned a Mustang. Never. I just somehow got into Japanese cars and never went back. So
yeah.
I mean, I do own an American car now, but it's not a Mustang. It's actually its arch nemesis's brand. So
when I was in high
became
school,
a traitor.
When I was in high school, I remember people driving the 5-liter Mustangs. I don't remember how long they had been out, but there was a couple, like one of the teachers had one. We were all like, oh man, Mr. Jones has a 5-liter Mustang. Everybody went crazy over it. There was a couple of students that had them, and everybody wanted the Mustangs. But I do remember, I'm not really sure why, but I would say about 1 to 2 years before the first Fast and Furious movie came out, the tuners got really popular. And I don't really know why it happened before that movie came out, but after the movie came out, like before the movie, it was popular. There were a bunch of tuners everywhere. After the movie came out, every idiot went down to the AutoZone and put a fart tip on their muffler, drove down the road going
All right, so I actually remember that. I remember that back then because I was part of that. I got into the whole tuner movement in the early 90s, right? When Sports Compact Car magazine first came out, kids were still... So the West Coast had it first, right? You had the California guys starting with the tuner drag racing, and the drag racing got really big. This is all before Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious was a byproduct of that movement. And they just brought it out to the general population.
Yeah.
Which was a great thing, but kind of ruined it at the same time.
Yes.
But the drag racing's been around quite a while. Like the niche drag racing, so it was the Puerto Rican guys with their little Mazda 3s from back in the day with the rotaries in it. Some of the loudest and most obnoxious car you will ever encounter. But they're fast.
Yes.
So that built up, and Sport Compact cars started making it more mainstream by doing an article on the Nissan 240SX back in the day, and they introduced the Japanese tuners like Apexi, Greddy, HKS. These are brands that didn't become known until they started pushing that. Fast and Furious took the body kits from Japan and just went wild with it. I mean, not to my taste, but it was just like, they really blew it up for everybody else. And at the time, I had a Nissan 240, which had a June/Ready combination kit on it. I had imported parts from Japan and, Garage Defend, which are brands that people probably don't even know about, but they were really good Japanese tuner parts back then. And, so those were the things that the guys that were into the scene were doing. And one of the big things back then too was hot import nights. I don't know if you ever been to one of them, but that was huge.
We used to have a park. Every Sunday there was a little car show down at the local park. Everybody would bring their tuners out every Sunday. That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. There were a lot of groups that formed. Back then the internet wasn't as prevalent, so Instagram and none of that existed really. So you were on the forums. Remember those days? Not really.
I never really did much with forums, honestly.
Yeah. I remember Nissan had a huge forum called Fresh Alloy. That's where I had actually learned a lot about the SR20 swap. When Fast and Furious movie came out and they were talking about SR20s and Turbonetics and blah blah blah, we were laughing because it's all like old stuff to us, and it was wrong. Like, it was just plainly spoken without any clue, right? But hey, the movie was fun, so
yeah.
And it did bring in like the I keep wanting to say younger generation, but that tells people how old I am. So no, it brought in other people to the scene. So
Back in the day, though, on the tuners, you could tell if somebody had a real tuner or a piece of crap by the way the muffler sounded. If it sounded like a fart coming down the street, you're like, yep, that person put a set of rims and bought a muffler at AutoZone. If it had a nice little growl to it and it sounded nice, it was usually somebody who really put some effort into their car. But
the biggest thing back then to tell a muffler fart cam build versus a true tuner build was the blow off valve, right? When you pull up in a car that it revs up and it goes right after it.
Yeah,
they release the gas. You're like, oh, aftermarket turbo kit. Woo!
I never actually had a turbo kit on mine. I had a pretty fancy Civic hatchback, but never. I was really close to swapping like a B series motor and getting a turbo for it, but I never did. But I had like adjustable cam timing, ignition amplifiers, cold air intakes. Like, I had quite a few things on it. But
I remember huge forum battles, with posts over which blow-off valve sounds the best.
Yeah.
I used to read those and laugh because people would be like, oh, the HKS and oh, the Gretty, oh, this, oh, the, it's like, dude, it's a freaking valve with a horn on it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But it's a big deal, man. It was a big deal. Like, how did it sound when it blows off? Is it a or is it a or is it a, they're all different, and people fought over that. Like, oh no, it didn't choo enough. That's not releasing the air the right way. I was like, oh my god. But hey, I enjoy those days. I really did. And we used to hate on certain turbo companies. Their turbos are junk. That it's not ball bearing turbo. That's a standard what they call the shaft based spinners. They're no good. Blah 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 blah. Oh my god, Disco Potato. If anybody knows what that reference is for,
no,
you're old school about turbos. Disco Potato was a combination turbo setup that was used on a lot of SR20 setups, and it was that was a big deal, man. That was in the magazines. They actually wrote that up about that turbo setup.
For us, if you bought a little Garrett T3 or whatever, threw it on there, that was pretty
turbo.
good.
Yep, Turbonetics, Garrett Turbo, those guys. KKK Turbo from Europe. Every time I heard KKK, I go, what? Like, they got a white hood that comes with the turbo or what?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when you said that. I'm like, I was thinking, you know what? You probably shouldn't say that on the live stream. You're going to get us banned, Max.
It's a turbo, man. It's an actual legit brand.
You're gonna get us banned from YouTube forever. I'm gonna have to delete this live stream now.
Oh man.
man.
Just bleep it out. Bleep it out. It'd be like beep.
Yeah, that's a bad choice for a name, but
yeah, I first time I saw that on a car magazine, I was like, they actually named it that in Europe. But
yeah,
hey, you know, it happens. But
that's not a good. They probably weren't
for the U.S.
They probably weren't really thinking or didn't realize it was such a big deal or something. But yeah, that's a bad way to go about it.
Yeah, back then we didn't have like water injection wasn't even a thing yet because you didn't have direct injection. So it used to be like you would flood your engine because you're trying to go bigger CC injectors to keep up with the turbos. I remember when the Nissans came with 380 cc injectors on the old SRs or KAs, and then you had to upgrade to the 550 cc injectors, and then the guys with the big turbos ran 1000 cc injectors. That's a freaking water hose. Okay, you're basically taking fuel, 4 hoses, and just go.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, burn, baby, burn. That's all that was. And you know the whole gas mileage wasn't even in the calculation. I was like, oh, as long as the tank doesn't run out by the end of the quarter mile, we're good. We are good. We could fill it up again in between.
I remember when I had my Mercury XR4 Ti and my what's that? The wastegate got stuck closed. So it was the amount of boost it was getting. Oh my god, it was crazy.
65 psi, and then you watch all your pistons go.
I don't know how I didn't destroy the car because I was just like, screw it, I'm leaving it like this, and I was just stomping on it all over the place. It was so much faster. Oh my god, that was, dude.
Watch. Go ahead. Sorry.
That little Ford 2.3 liter engine was bulletproof because I mean honestly I don't know how I didn't blow it up. I mean the amount of boost, plus we had our own boost. You used to be able to pull 2 wires off of the turbo and put these little connectors in between. The bigger the opening, the more boost it would get. It was like your own boost regulator. Plus I had that in there, plus the freaking wastegate got stuck, and oh my god, it was so fast. I just don't know how I didn't destroy the
classic.
car.
That's a classic. Watch this, y'all.
Yes.
Moment. Watch this, y'all. Ooh, volcanoed my motor. Uh-oh. I remember those days. Those were fun days, man. I used to go to the drag strip and check out other people's builds.
Yeah.
Go over some of the stuff. Some of them were big money builds. You know, at the time I had my little Nissan 240. I did turbo it, and I did bracket racing for years because of that. Because I wasn't really fast enough to do heads-up stuff. But it was fun. It was so much fun, and people had, at that time, people were still innovating for this, right? Because turbo kits were new. You know, people were still trying to figure out how not to blow off their engine because, basically, not everybody had a laptop at that time. So
true.
Yeah, I used to laugh. This was a joke, like, and it's not meant to be racist. Okay, so if you're from Puerto Rico, please don't take offense because it's true. We would see 8 Puerto Rican guys surrounding a Mazda 3, right? And they'd be tuning it. And you know how they tune it? They pull on the throttle wire, and all you hear is and smoke everywhere.
Huh.
And then they'd be talking to each other and be like, yo, that's good. And I'm going, that was tuning? It's like, if we can pull the wire all the way without blowing it up, it's a good tune. That's basically it. So, but that was fun, man. I love those days. People do barbecue out there, you know. I kind of miss that now that I think about it. Maybe I'll go back to the drag strip again.
What I remember though is we would be at that little car show thingy like every Sunday, and there would be people coming in with like Cobalts, like Ford Cobalt, Chevy Cobalts, and what was the one before the Cobalt? The
Cavalier.
Cavalier, yeah. People would have
Yeah.
body kits and rims on it. They would never do anything to the engines. They would put a muffler, rim, and a body kit on it.
As a former owner of a Cavalier, I could tell you there's nothing you can do with that engine.
No, they were good vehicles. Those things ran for freaking ever, but
yeah, I had my Cavalier strand me overnight on the Jersey Turnpike.
oh, that would suck.
Because it ate its own alternator. So I had, what I was doing is I was driving it, right? And the battery would die as you drive. So I would make it to each rest stop and recharge
Oh
it.
my god.
So I spent the whole night getting from point A to point B by stopping for 3 hours in between to charge the battery. Or 2 hours, I think, each time. Yeah, it was crazy. In the morning, I made it home because you don't need your headlights anymore, and therefore it takes less battery charge. So, the good old days, man.
I bought a car, what was it? A Dodge LeBaron. I bought this from a friend of mine back when I was like 18 or something for like $60. All right. It leaked oil so bad, like the entire engine would just be covered in oil, and the amount of smoke coming off it was crazy. I mean, I don't think this thing was safe to drive. And I mean, I would stop at a stoplight and so much smoke would roll off the engine from all the oil being all over it. It would seriously, like if the car next to me had their window down, it would fill their entire car up with smoke. And I was driving this thing all over the place. And about every 20 minutes, I would have to stop and let it cool down because it would overheat. I mean, that... I don't understand how I didn't get pulled over. And I mean, it had to have been like one of the worst cars that had ever existed. But it was like $60 or $80. It was, oh man, it was the worst. I think I drove it for like 3 months, and then me and my buddy beat it up with baseball bats and took it to the junkyard.
So before my Cavalier finally died, okay. So what I did was I had my Cavalier and it blew the head gasket slightly. Not bad enough to blow the car to the point where you can't drive it, but it was leaking coolant constantly out the front of the engine block. So I had to carry a bottle of coolant with me everywhere I went. And it was one of the routine before you turn the key on is to fill up the coolant. So it would be top off the coolant, then drive. Top off the coolant, and then drive. That was my life at that point with that car. So that was fun. Oh, I don't know about becoming a VTuber. What's a VTuber? That's like, that's a whole different thing, man. YouTuber's bad enough. It's too much work. What's a VTuber?
You don't know what a VTuber is?
No.
That's one of those people that get like a little cartoon avatar. Like they get their webcam, and as they move, the little avatar moves around. Like it's a virtual YouTuber. It's somebody who's scared to be on camera, but they want to have like a little furry or something. Like a little furry or like a little cartoon character that moves. It's weird.
Mine would be like the Kung Fu Panda or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I identify with the panda. So.
Crystal, have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. All right, Ron G says, nobody takes you serious with a Civic, a Cobalt, or a Neon. We never took the people with the Chevys seriously, like the Cobalts and the Cavaliers. We always made fun of those. Now, my ex-girlfriend had a Neon. What was the fancy Neon? That was like a RT
SRT4.
or something?
SRT4.
Yeah,
nobody took
SRT4.
a Neon seriously until one of those pulled up.
That was a cool car, man. She had one of those. That thing was freaking neat. It had racing stripes on it from the factory, and it was a very fun car to drive.
Yeah, well, the SRT4 with the little mod was quite the little monster too. I've drag raced a few back in the day, and they moved.
Yeah.
So the Cobalt SS is another underrated car that people don't think anything of. You know, it's like, it's a stupid Cobalt with a wing. But with the supercharged motor, and later I think it ran turbo before it was discontinued.
I didn't
those
even know
were-
they made an SS of the Cobalt.
Yeah, Cobalt SS. Yep, Cobalt SS, Neon SRT4. You know, back then we had Type R wasn't even on the radar for us. That was like forbidden fruit. So
those were only in Japan, I think.
They're only in Japan. Yep, and Lancer Evo didn't exist either here. I mean, we couldn't get Lancer Evolutions until the 8 came out.
Yep.
So, and that was the Lancer Evolution that I got a hold of because, you know, I came out of college and I was, you know, making a living. I can actually afford to buy that. And I went to the Mitsubishi dealership and made a deal on one. I didn't even know how to drive manual at the time.
Yeah.
And it only came in manual. The MRs was the one I got. And I was like, 6-speed, huh? I'll figure it out. I was like, I'll figure out how the clutch works.
Yeah.
I stalled that thing on the test drive 4 times. And the poor guy from the dealer keep looking at me like, are you really going to buy this? You can't even drive it. I was like, I'll get it home somehow. I'll figure it out. But yeah, that was an experience. I love that car. That was a fun car. So, and you got to abuse it to get it to drive fast. It's one of the key things about it because you got to launch it at almost red line and dump the clutch, and then smell the clutch for the first quarter mile. But it was a great car. So.
Dude, my friend used to have the original CRX.
Oh, the CRX. Yeah.
He took a hacksaw and he chopped the top off of it.
Oh
and it
God.
was kind of rusty. It wasn't in good shape. The car bent in half. Like the whole frame bent in half and hit the ground, and he jacked it up and he welded the door shut.
Oh jeez.
Oh man.
You know, it's so hard to get a good condition hatchback nowadays, but those Civic hatches.
Oh yeah, they were awesome.
They're basically like a go-kart frame. Yeah, all you gotta do is slap a little more power in them and gut the thing, and it'll be fast.
Yeah, I mean, I actually had I had 2 of those. The one had some upgrades on it. The other one didn't. The one I bought was a beater, and I was actually going to do something with it, but I never did. But I did gut the inside. I took the interior out. I took the back seats out. There was nothing but a driver's seat.
Yep.
And I don't remember why I ended up getting rid of that car. But I was planning on. I used to take that car down to the drag strip and run it just for fun. It was a stock engine that didn't have any upgrades on it, but. I think it ran around, if I remember correctly, it was running like 15s, which really wasn't bad for a stock Civic.
Yeah, talking about muscle cars for a second, like we're in the chat, they're talking about the 74 Dodge Dart, right? And the 60s Dodge Dart. Those I've seen those recently at car shows. There's some pretty awesome cars. The older ones, like the 60s with and then of course the ones I've seen had the big motors in it. I don't know if they're original. I'm not keen enough on muscle cars to know, but you know what was a great event back in the day, and I used to love it, was Detroit versus imports at the drag strip. They lined all the muscle cars in one lane and all the rice beaters in the other lane, as they call them, the ricers in one ricers in left lane, and all the muscle cars in the right lane. It was Detroit versus imports. It was a great event where the Detroit guys used to just run all over the poor import guys. Because a lot of the guys with Detroit muscle cars on the drag strip had it dialed in.
Yeah.
Right? They would run that flat 9 over and over again. And the guy with the Honda Civic, it's like, bap, 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 boom. Right? They dump the clutch and either they really go, they spin, or they go, and it's done. So yeah, those were some fun events.
What I liked was going to the drag strip, and you'd have these old guys that didn't think a 4-cylinder could be good. They'd be driving some like muscle car or something like that. They were pretty fast. They weren't anything special. They were just nice cars. But when one of those guys would actually get beat by somebody's Civic, they would go nuts. They'd be like, "You cheated! They couldn't believe that like a Civic could beat their 8-cylinder."
Nah, it's in those days. I think people were still like there was still this belief that these racers will never be fast.
Yep.
and they would laugh because the racers would have to drag slicks out in the front. They were so stupid. But no, they people were figuring them out, man, and they got quick. They got really quick. I remember all motors hitting 9s in those days was like huge.
Oh yeah, 9 was pretty fast for a little Civic.
That
or
was
something.
crazy fast for imports at the time. So
I'll tell you what, one of my friends had a what was that little minivan with the turbo? You could buy it with a turbo. It was a Dodge or a Chrysler. That thing was freaking hilarious. He would take that little car up there. He would take that minivan to the drag strip. It was kind of fast. It wasn't anything special, but it was definitely a sleeper. Like people would not believe when they found out that thing had a turbo in it.
yeah. Oh, I gotta say this one. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of this one. What's the difference between a 500 horsepower and a 1,000 horsepower Supra?
500 horsepower.
No, they both run 10s.
Yeah.
If you ever drag raced Supras on the drag strip from back in those days, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No. We never really had too many people in Supras around here. It was mainly Civics and it was mainly Hondas and Volkswagens. We hardly ever saw anybody in Toyotas.
So the problem for the imports all the time in drag racing was traction. Traction was a huge problem. The Supras were notorious for that. Like, you couldn't get it to launch off the line.
Yeah.
So the Supras would basically a lot of the drivers had to kind of milk it off the line nice and easy, and then lay into it once the turbo kicks in. So you would see the Supra way back there. If you're in like a muscle car, you'd be out because you cut that 150, 60 foot and you'll be out. The poor Supra is cutting like a 2.4 60 foot and still getting rolling. But once they grip, man, they start coming at you. You're like, whoa, here comes the missile. Uh-oh. Right? And it blows past you. So that was the joke about the Supra, because no matter how powerful they were, they all had problems getting off the line.
I'll tell you what, learning to launch a car is not easy because you're just like, I want to go fast. So a lot of times people are just overdoing it because they want to go fast, they don't realize I'm just going to stomp on it. The wheels are going to spin, and it takes a minute to really get good at launching a drag car, I think.
Yeah, and also the highway racing became more popular too for a lot of the Civic guys because they can't get launching right on street tires. So it's better to actually run them from a 60-mile row because you don't have traction problems as much. And because they're so light, 500 horsepower, 350 horsepower even, in a Civic on the highway, man, you're pulling on Mustangs and other cars. And people were going out of their minds. They're like, what the hell? The Civic just wrecked me. So, but that was fun stuff. Yeah, the Supras need like a half mile to really shine. That's where they really kick in.
I know a lot of people would take the twin turbos off and put a single turbo on there.
The big singles, yep. And then you what you do is use nitrous to kind of get it spooled. So you would actually have a shot of nitrous to get that car going, and then the single turbo kicks in around 4,000 RPM and really pick up from there. There were some crazy combos people did back then. One of the craziest one was a guy put nitrous and turbo on a Geostorm. Okay, he had to cut a little triangle out of the hood for the air intake too. It was funny. Do you even know what a Geostorm is?
Yeah, I
you
do.
I know you do, Danny, but I think most of the viewers probably don't even know what a Geostorm is.
Those were only around for what, 2 or 3 years? Yeah,
they weren't around very long. They were like the economy of economy cars.
Yeah.
Right? The bottom of the barrel stuff. And this guy did a turbo nitrous setup on it, and it was a little monster on the drag strip. Yeah, because you know how they pull up, they gotta flush the nitrous line to make sure it's ready. And you watch him pull up and it's like, and everybody's like, oh, he's got nitrous.
Yeah.
And then the next part is like, oh, he's gonna blow up, and then the thing took off, and everybody's like, oh my god, it actually runs. So, yep, it's basically a golf cart with with nitrous and turbo. It was insane.
We used to have this guy named Pete around here. I didn't really know him that well, but my buddy Mike was super good friends with him. And I never really understood why he did this, but he would always drive Civics around and he put nitrous on them. And he would have it set up so every time it hit 3,000 RPMs, the nitrous would go off. I'm like, why? I don't get it. It seems like it would be more efficient to push the button and get it when you want it than have it go off at 3,000 RPMs. Like, I never asked him why. I don't know. I didn't really know him that well, but.
Well, it's probably a combination of the fuel and also traction. Right, if you pump nitrous in right away, nitrous is like instant power.
Yeah.
Once it's there, that car would just blow its tires off at 1,000, 2,000 RPM if you hit the nitrous that early. So you really gotta push it, like, push it out a little further for a lot of these Civics.
Maybe he found out that was like the optimal RPM for it to go off at or something.
Yeah, probably also safer at that RPM. The fuel's flowing, everything's good. I remember that was the big thing in Fast and Furious movie, right? NOS sponsored that movie, so everybody had to have a bottle. Yeah, and they made it like it's like some kind of super fuel.
Honestly, are there other brands of nitrous other than NOS? I have no idea.
There were a lot. At the time, there were probably 4 or 5 competitor brands that were very popular. Zex comes to mind, Zex Nitrous. They did like a computer-based kit that basically was plug and play for Civics at the time.
I used
to remember all of them, but not anymore.
The only person I ever knew with nitrous was Pete. And I never really knew much about nitrous at all. But even if you go down to like Summit Racing and stuff, all they had was NOS. Like, you never saw other brands. Like, anybody that did have nitrous only had NOS. Fast and Furious was NOS. So I kind of thought that might have been the only one.
The biggest, most well-known brand, I think. But they had a few competitors at the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
not
guys
to shut
and
it
girls.
off. He was turning it on at 3,000, I think. So.
He had it set up to, as soon as it hit 3,000, it automatically went off.
Yeah, that sounds like a Zex kit. They used to have kits that'll do that because they had a solenoid that's computer controlled. But anyway, yeah, we're out of time here. This was so much fun.
It was a fun stream, actually.
This is why you and I have to do these more often together, Danny.
Dude, if I didn't have the autoimmune disease and I didn't need to get up and move around, we could sit here for all freaking day and have fun. But
absolutely.
If my muscles didn't lock up on me, that's the thing. I can stream for about 2 hours, and after that, I got to get up and move around.
Yeah, I hear you. 2 hours is about my limit most days too. Mostly because, like you, my bladder's screaming at me at this point.
Yeah, mine's kind of yelling at me as well. Like, I think I drink so much coffee in the morning. Like, I probably have about 40 ounces of coffee, maybe more. I have a big 36-ounce coffee cup. So I instantly wake up in the morning. I fill that 36-ounce cup to the brim. I drink that, and then I'll usually make another 1 or 2 cups of coffee after that. So I probably have well over 40 ounces of coffee every morning, and then it always makes me pee like crazy. Plus after I'm done with the coffee, I start drinking my water. So yeah, it gets me. It gets me.
Thank you for joining us, old farts, for this CSR2 stream. We appreciate it. It was as I stroke my long white beard, I am here to tell you this was a fun one.
Yeah, Nabble, like Max messaged me last night. He's like, "Hey, what you doing? You wanna do a stream tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah, it sounds great." So I didn't get much notice either.
I'm kind of an impulsive kind of guy when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm like, I could hang out with Danny tomorrow. I think I got this schedule. So let me message him.
Yeah, this was fun. I do want to say thank you all for coming out. Thanks for watching our videos. I was going to try and make so we could stream this on my channel and Max's channel at the same time, but I guess that doesn't work, unfortunately.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
some
unless I
sort of
get-
new collaboration feature where you can do that on YouTube, but I think it looks like that only works for videos, so.
Yeah, well, I'll get a webcam, and I just put a screen on it, so cover on it, so it doesn't show anything. You know.
I mean, you can buy some really cheap webcams. I'm not even really sure if you need one, but I guess maybe you do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. It's not.
We could always set up a custom stream, like a one that's not live, and try it again sometime and see if we can get it to work with. Because I mean, no point buying a webcam if you don't have to have. I mean, Discord works fine.
Yep.
It's just a little more of a extra pain in the butt.
Yeah, I mean, today it was very smooth, so I'm glad it worked out. Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming, guys. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll look forward to the next one. I'll let you know a little more ahead. Maybe we can officially post some notice for people next time.
I tried to schedule the stream early, but I accidentally set it to private. So I started the stream, and I'm like, wait a second, it's not showing up. I'm like, oh crap! I made a private, so I had to go change it. So
yeah, I was like, refreshing the screen on your channel, going, where is the stream? I don't see anything. So.
Normally I reuse old streams, but when you make a brand new one, it automatically sets it to unlisted, and I didn't catch it that time. So
yeah. All right. Well, hey, it happens.
Yeah,
we're only human.
Yep.
So
yeah, this was fun. So thanks Max for hanging out with us on the stream. Thanks everybody for coming out to the stream. We appreciate you guys and gals big time. Thank you for being here.
Have a good one, everyone. All right, we'll catch you next time.
All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and we will be back next week for some more live streams and videos and all kinds of good stuff. And make sure you check out Maxthegamer on YouTube if you haven't already. All right, bye-bye, everybody. You guys and gals are awesome. All right. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, man. Great times. I always enjoy it.